A lovely young woman with blonde hair neatly framing her face gazes out at us with cool blue eyes. Her expression is difficult to read. No trace of a smile touches her small pink mouth. No movement is seen in her softly rounded cheeks. Oh, and did I mention that this dignified young lady is holding a small unicorn? Hi, I'm Heather, and I'm here to share with you one of my all-time favorite portraits, Raphael's Lady with a Unicorn, a painting that was created around the year 1505. Let's look a little bit closer at this lovely lady. Although we don't see a chair, she appears to sit in front of a low wall, framed on either side by simple columns. A deep blue and green landscape recedes into the distance behind her. She wears a fitted green dress with billowing velvet sleeves of deep red, and has a bright white underdress peeking through at her neck and at the tops of her arms. A magnificent ruby and pearl necklace dangles from a gold chain hanging from her neck. The man who painted this image, known as Raphael, was one of the most successful artists of what we call the Italian Renaissance. During this time period, which lasted for most of the 15th and 16th centuries, artists and thinkers in Italy looked to the art and culture of ancient Rome for inspiration, a culture that thrived for about 1,000 years. One type of art that the Romans were very good at was portraiture. A portrait is a depiction of a real person, not a character from a story or myth, whose features are directly observed and represented in visual art. In the Italian Renaissance, most portraits were recorded in paint, cast in metal, or sculpted in stone, just like the ancient Roman ones. So who is this cool blonde that Raphael depicts, and why on earth is she holding a unicorn? While it's safe to assume that the original owners of this painting knew who the young lady depicted was, her identity has been lost to time. This is pretty common for portraits, especially for portraits of women, who were generally not considered important enough in Renaissance society to be remembered for themselves. While we today don't know who she is, we do know quite a bit about her based on what we know about the art of portraiture, the artist, and even unicorns. Just like a book, a portrait can be read. So let's get reading. At the time this painting was created, only the very wealthy could afford to have their features recorded in art. Portraiture was expensive. The person commissioning or paying for the portrait is what we call the patron. Patrons had to pay a lot of money to the artist to have images like this one created. In the early years of the 1500s, when this painting was made, Raphael's career was just starting to take off. His way of depicting the young lady here, seated on a balcony with her body angled one direction and her head another, shows the artist's attentiveness to the work of Leonardo da Vinci, one of the most creative artists and engineers of the era. Leonardo was much older than Raphael and well established at this time. He had already used these same strategies in the innovative painting that we know today as the Mona Lisa. So whoever paid for this work wanted this young lady to be shown in the most fashionable way possible. This woman's fancy dress is made from expensive fabric, and she wears costly jewels, both clear signs of wealth. Whoever she was, she came from a rich family, and they wanted us to know it. This is an important point. Hiring someone to make art for you was a business deal, like hiring someone to build your house. It required a contract and legal agreement about things like price, materials, and timing. Because women did not typically participate in the business world, commissioning art was usually done by men. It is most likely that the young woman shown here did not pay for her own portrait, but that it was paid for by her father or another male relative, perhaps as a way to show her off to a potential husband. And here's where the unicorn comes in. In the Renaissance, people believed that the perfect young lady was someone who was calm, well-behaved, and pure. In the picture, you can see these qualities in how Raphael's young lady looks and behaves. She's dressed modestly, sitting quietly, and her straight posture shows that she has good principles. Her closed mouth also indicates she values being silent and obedient. But the unicorn is the most powerful symbol in this image. While we think of unicorns as mythical beasts from the realm of fantasy, for Renaissance people, they were very real, if mysterious, creatures. Usually thought to resemble a goat or a horse with a single horn upon its head, unicorns are found in mythological sources going back thousands of years. Their horns were thought to have magical properties, believed to cure disease and neutralize poisons. Most importantly for our young lady, unicorns were also thought to favor only the purest of young women. No one who was mean or dishonest could snuggle a unicorn in her lap like this blonde maiden does. She has tamed a powerful magical beast with her ideal purity and grace. This unicorn shows she knows how a proper young lady is supposed to behave, making her an ideal would-be bride. Including a unicorn may seem fantastical, but to Renaissance viewers, this was an important signal of this woman's good nature. While you may not find it easy to pose with a real live unicorn yourself like Raphael's lady, you might find other ways to communicate ideas about who you are through the way you dress, the way you talk and move, and of course the way you pose in pictures. How might people in 500 years read your portrait?